We put too much pressure on Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? He ain't put nobody on. The people that been in his productions, they not famous. All of them can walk through the mall without security. Be what you gonna be, but put your people on. If you a gay person and you in there, put some other gay people on. Put somebody on. Or don't be wondering why people keep saying gatekeepers. Because clearly, y'all are keeping these gates. Clearly.
I had no idea that Tyler Perry's studio schedule was so drastic. If you're working on a regular network show, they take a whole week to film an episode. Tyler Perry Studios, they film an episode in one day. The character was Jeffrey, a fat high school teenager who was very intellectual, who was getting bullied at school. I take 2 to 3 days to learn the entire script. On the day of filming, first thing we do is a table read. I know all of my lines. I'm ready to go. So the director, who is Alfonso Ribeiro Carlton in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he starts to block us, telling the actors where to go, where to stand. Mr. Perry comes in, everything changes. So we literally run the entire episode for him, and he hates it. Does that mean I have to learn a whole new script? Yes, that's what it means. Mr. Perry, on the spot, starts rewriting the entire script, and he's feeding me the lines to say, and the director is kind of standing on the side like, you better do it, because if not, they will fire you. Here is where the shoe hit the fan. So in the middle of Mr. Perry changing up the scenes, he says, you know, I want Jeffrey to be gay, and he has a crush on his bully. That's not what I auditioned for.
Tyler Perry just got slapped with a $260 million lawsuit, and the accusations? They're worse than anyone imagined. The man who built a billion-dollar empire is now being accused of using that power to manipulate, control, and allegedly prey on the very people he promised to uplift. But here's the real kicker. Katt Williams warned us about this years ago. He told the world there was something shady happening behind the scenes in Black Hollywood. And now, everything he said is starting to make terrifying sense. But that's not all.
We put too much pressure on Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? He ain't put nobody on. The people that been in his productions, they not famous. All of them can walk through the mall without security. Be what you gonna be, but put your people on. If you a gay person and you in there, put some other gay people on. Put somebody on. Or don't be wondering why people keep saying gatekeepers. Because clearly, y'all are keeping these gates. Clearly.
The more you peel back the layers, the more the pieces fall into place. From sudden character rewrites and suggestive casting decisions to disturbing text messages and claims of coercion. And the worst part? Tyler Perry might not be the only one. There's an entire system at play, and the stories are starting to overlap in ways nobody saw coming. Katt Williams has always been more than just a comedian. He's a truth teller disguised in punchlines.
This person is a predator, and he's one of several. And I have proof. It's not like I'm just making false accusations. The receipts, the recordings, down to the police department, and let them hear this individual, the month and the year that he showed up to my apartment and offered me $100 grand to take my clothes off. He said, I don't even need to touch you. I just want to see you naked. I declined. Because again, scenic route, I got my integrity with me. I'll take the long way around. I recorded it because I didn't trust him. And I had told him over and over. And he still always tried shit. So if people don't believe me, they can hear him. I can press play and you can hear the person and you'll know immediately who the person is that's offering me $100 grand to strip. You'll know right away and it'll break your heart.
And for years, he's been calling out the so-called black excellence elites in Hollywood, those who the media hypes up as inspirational but who allegedly operate in the shadows, taking advantage of the vulnerable. According to Katt, Tyler Perry was one of the biggest offenders. He claimed Perry's rise to fame wasn't just about talent or hustle, it was about playing into a disturbing Hollywood narrative. One that rewards black men only when they emasculate themselves on screen. From the very beginning, Katt questioned why Tyler Perry's biggest breakout character was Medea, a loud, aggressive, gun-toting woman portrayed by Perry himself in drag. Was it comedy? Or was it Hollywood's way of pushing an agenda? But it gets darker.
Yeah, that wasn't the thing. It wasn't People say that. He lost $50 million. No, that's not even close to what happened to this dude. And until you understand what happened to the dude, you don't understand what happened. Like, no, not they offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say I'm so free.
Katt went even further, publicly claiming that Tyler Perry used his power to pursue younger men, trading roles for loyalty, and something more. He wasn't trying to be funny. He was trying to expose what he saw as a long-standing problem and no one wanted to listen. Then came actor Brandon J. For years, people brushed off Katt Williams' warnings as just another Hollywood rant, until Brandon spoke up. In a viral video, the voice coach and actor recounted his experience working on Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns. He was cast as a smart, straight high school teen named Jeffrey. But just before filming, everything changed. According to Brandon, Tyler Perry walked into the room, took one look at the script, and threw it out.
He's got the whole world in his hands. Got the whole world in his hands. Hey, I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help? Some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
He didn't like the vibe. So he began rewriting the entire episode on the spot, feeding lines to Brandon and reworking the character into a gay teen with a crush on his bully. No warning, no discussion. Just a total transformation. But listen to this. Brandon didn't just take issue with the change. He suggested this was something Perry did often. That the roles he crafted weren't always creative choices, they were personal ones. Designed to reflect what Perry allegedly wanted from the actors he selected. This wasn't the role Brandon had auditioned for, and he made it clear that he didn't feel like he had a choice. Pace at Tyler Perry Studios was brutal. Entire episodes were shot in a single day. Rehearsal time was minimal. And if you didn't go along with the changes, you could be fired on the spot. The pressure to comply was real, and that pressure, according to Brandon, wasn't always professional. That brings us to the lawsuit that's blowing the doors off everything. Actor Derek Dixon, known for playing Dale in Tyler Perry's The Oval, is suing Perry for $260 million. The accusations? Coercion, manipulation, essay. And this time there are receipts, dates, text messages, specific locations. It's not just a story, it's a case. Derek says it all started in 2019 when Perry spotted him at an event and allegedly invited him to audition. Soon after, he was offered a small role in Ruthless, a Perry production. Everything seemed legit, until Perry reportedly invited him to his home in Atlanta. And what happened next is where it gets disturbing. According to court filings, Derek ended up drinking too much and crashing in the guest room. That's when Perry allegedly entered and began touching his thighs. Derek says he pushed back, but the pressure didn't stop there. He later landed a more prominent role on The Oval, playing, get this, a gay homeless store clerk who sleeps with people to survive. Sound familiar? The role, Derek claims, wasn't random. Perry allegedly told him he wanted a real-life partner who was loyal, dependent, and desperate. Character was basically a reflection of the ideal companion he was trying to groom. And then came the texts. According to Derek's legal team, the messages included explicit language, so direct they were impossible to ignore. One text allegedly read, "You are the rose. No straight man would be walking with you unless he wanted to F you. And I would F you." Another message referenced Perry's interest in sleeping with men, even though the mogul has never publicly addressed his orientation. For Derek, these messages weren't just inappropriate, they were weaponized. He said he felt like he couldn't outright reject Perry without risking his career. So he played it safe. Deflected. Tried to maintain distance without drawing fire. But here's where it gets even more twisted. Tyler Perry's legal team quickly called the lawsuit a shakedown. They said it was an attempt to extort money and damage Perry's image. But Derek insisted he wasn't looking for drama. He was trying to protect himself. And when the legal documents dropped, the public couldn't ignore the timing. 'Cause this wasn't an isolated claim anymore. Enter Christian Keys, a familiar face in Tyler Perry's productions. He never named names, but what he described matched other stories too perfectly. In an interview, Christian claimed a powerful Hollywood figure once offered him $100,000 to take off his clothes. No touching, just make it. And the way he said it? Cold. Calculated. Disturbing. Christian said he recorded the conversation because he didn't trust the man. And when he played it back, he knew exactly who it was. So did the internet. Based on the timeline, roles, and Christian's connection to Perry's studios, fans were convinced he was talking about Tyler. And this is where the dam started to crack. Christian said he told the man no multiple times. Tried to set boundaries. But the advances kept coming. It didn't matter that he was a respected actor. Pressure was still there, and if he had taken the money, the role, the fame, he wouldn't be the first. Even 50 Cent had to weigh in. The rapper posted a photo of himself and Perry with the caption, "Did that be just say what I think he said? Nah, we ain't jacking this game." It was meant to be funny, but the timing was serious. And while 50 didn't outright cancel Perry, he made it clear the situation was getting out of hand. Tyler Perry helped shape parts of 50's media career. But loyalty aside, even his allies were watching closely. Fans were split. Some called the lawsuit a hit job, pointing out it dropped right as Perry's new film Straw starring Taraji P. Henson was climbing charts. Others said it was karma, long overdue justice for years of manipulation and silence. And then Katt's words came back again, louder than ever. Years ago, Katt Williams said when you expose powerful people in Hollywood, they don't fight back. They destroy your image. They label you crazy, unstable, difficult. Just like they did to Dave Chappelle when he turned down $50 million from Comedy Central. Remember that Oprah interview? Where she tried to get Dave to admit he was mentally broken. Dave said no. But the media had already decided he was unhinged. Katt pointed to the same pattern with Mariah Carey, Martin Lawrence, even himself. He said anytime a black star refuses to play the Hollywood game, suddenly they've lost it. They're labeled erratic, dangerous. And now, it's happening again. Derek Dixon didn't just sue a media mogul. He went after the system. And if Katt Williams is right, this might just be the beginning. So now we ask, is this a character assassination or long overdue accountability? Tyler Perry built an empire from nothing. He gave opportunities to countless black actors. He changed the game. But behind the success, behind the accolades, there may be a story far darker than anyone wanted to believe. Derek Dixon has his receipts. Christian Keys has his recordings. Brandon Jay has his testimony. And Katt Williams? He's just sitting back, watching the masks fall off one by one. Because at the end of the day, Hollywood loves its heroes, until the truth gets too loud to ignore.